It's been a long while, but I've been quietly working away on fresh projects for you. They aren't quite ready for posting, but I saw a little something from one of my favorite YouTube channels, The Miniature World of Kit and Caboodlers, and I had to try it right away. And so, let's make a glowing fairy cottage in a jar. First things first. Trace the opening of your jar onto a piece of foam core. Cut it out at around 1/8 of an inch from the guideline. This will account for the thickness of the glass. Smooth the cut edge with sandpaper and make sure that your cut piece just fits inside the mouth of the jar. Clean up any rough edges. Take a battery-powered tea light, place it in the center of your circle, and trace it. Cut this out too. Double check that your light fits inside the ring. Using your cut ring as a guide, trim a piece of florist foam to size. Cut the foam so that it will cover the tea light, but allow the flame to poke through the top. Scratch up the bottom of the foam circle, again using your ring as a guide. Scoop out the center using a sculpting tool or small spoon. Poke a hole at the center to allow the flame to fit through. Gently push your tea light into the foam. Place your candle inside the cut ring and press the foam around it more firmly. The foam should form around the tea light and the flame poke through the top. Trim the foam so that it forms a nice mound. Make the circumference slightly smaller than the ring that you cut out. We'll be covering the mound and want to make sure that we can get it in and out of the jar easily. Place a scrap of wax paper or parchment on your work surface. Put a healthy amount of hot glue on the inside edge of your ring. While still hot and melty, squish your tea light into place. More globs of hot glue goes onto the body of the tea light. Then the foam mound is placed on top. Don't worry about any cracks or gaps or breaks. We can cover those later. You should be able to switch your light on and off. If the glue went a bit wild, simply cut it away and tame it. I'm painting my mound black to help camouflage it. If you choose to do this step, Do not paint the flame. While the paint dries, let's make a fairy cottage. I'm using Sculpey, but you use whatever you're most comfortable with. I begin with a rectangle, not any particular size. I'm just eyeballing and trimming as I go. A coffee stir stick makes a lovely impression for a tiny arched door. Little holes are cut for the all-important glowy windows. Remember that fairies do not give a hoot about perfection, so just enjoy the making. I pinch the ends together to seal the body of the house. The wrong end of a paintbrush opens up those windows. You can make the roof of your cottage whatever shape you desire. Mine will be a sort of cone shape. I roll out a circle, cut out a wedge, and join the ends. Then it's a matter of fiddling and fussing until it's just right. The teeniest roll of clay will become a chimney. I wanted texture for my roof, so I'm marking it up with my trusty stir stick. A toothpick creates the opening for my chimney. While the cottage bakes, Lou and I go for a walk in the fall leaves to scavenge the perfect twig to act as a tree in my tiny diorama. The fairy cottage is ready to paint. I'm using a sort of orange ochre brown for the roof. It reminds me of the fall leaves outside. The chimney gets a lick of black paint. The main body of the cottage is gray, then stippled with black to look more stone-like. An orange door because I am certain that this fairy loves pumpkins. I push my twig tree into the foam, make sure the jar fits over it, and glue it into place. The fairy cottage is secured with glue too. If you have cracks and gaps where the light is leaking through, you can fill those spaces with slivers of foam. Just push and squish them into place. Cover your mound with white glue. I'm using a material used for miniature terrain as my grass. But you could use all sorts of things: wool, moss, crumpled leaves, yarn, fabric, felt. There is no wrong solution or substitution here. For some final touches, I'm adding these adorable mini leaves. They're intended for manicures, but they're the perfect addition to my fall fairy cottage. And toadstools. I couldn't help myself. They're so cute. A final test to see if it all fits together, and once again with the lights on. Now, I have chosen not to secure the mound to the jar. I like having access to the inside in case something gets dislodged. But if you have people who like shaking jars in your household, you might want to glue your mound in place at the mouth of the jar. Just ensure that you keep access to the on-off switch. This was such a fun afternoon project and easily adaptable to utilize the materials that you have in your own stash. How adorable and magical is this? I might keep one beside my bed as a warm and happy nightlight. Thank you, Kit and Caboodlers, for the inspiration. And thank you, my friends, for watching. I hope that you're inspired too. I have missed you. I'll see you soon. Pinky swear.